Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Christian Indie Artists and Songwriters Podcast. I'm your host, Brian, and on today's episode, we're going to talk all about pre-release strategy. That's posting, that's uploading, basically the way that we go through our process to get music out there, uploaded, released, let our people know about it, and share it with the world. Before we get into all that, I want to give you something. We have a gift for you, designed for you to help you on your music journey. It is our 27 guide bundle. It's literally 27 of our favorite guides from the past year that walk you through things like how to pitch your music to Spotify curators, how to hack the Spotify algorithm. There's a songwriting challenge in there. There's guides on how to release covers, how to re-release the same song multiple times, how to take your singles and bundle them all into one release and release those as one album or EP. So click the link below. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, the link will be in the description. If you're here on YouTube, click the link below. You'll get instant access to that. It'll send you an email right away. All you have to do is put in your name and your email address, and you'll be sent an email right away. We'd love for you to have that. We've made it to help you on your journey. We believe you can do this, and we want to help any way we can. So for today's content, like I mentioned, it's all about pre-release strategy. So as we are working so hard to write and record and put our music out there, there's a lot of steps involved, as you know. And I always say the writing and recording is basically half the process. That's the really fun part, is the creative part. We love to do that. We love to create. We get excited. I know that when I'm working on music, it's like the most exciting time. It's all I can think about. It's like love. However, we want to share that love. And how do we do that? Well, that comes through the marketing, that comes through the posting, that comes through the letting people know about the upcoming releases. So I've been releasing music every month since September of 2018. Now, I started with an EP back in September of 2018, but since then I've basically released a single every month. Now, that's original music, that's covers, that's alternate versions, that's all kinds of things. But now, up getting close to 60 releases of my own, and then countless releases with other artists who I've helped walk through the same exact steps that I'm about to share with you here on this episode. So I know that it will help you. I know that it's proven, and it will be a great framework. And like with everything I always say, this is just what I do. I think taking this and making it your own is the way that it can be a repeatable process for you. I don't want to use the S word, the systems word. However, sometimes these things can really remove stress, because when we're getting a release ready and we're so excited about it, and then we feel like we have to do all these things to let people know about it, it can be stressful, and that might make the process slow up and be not as enjoyable. So I hope that these will help you. So we're going to go through these one by one, and we'll start right now. So the first thing, you've got your song, you've got your master WAV file, you've got your artwork. It's time to upload. Spotify suggests that you do this 3 to 4 weeks early. That way it'll give you an opportunity to make sure that it's in their system, it's ready in all the stores, and also you can use your Spotify for Artists tool to pitch it directly to a curator. If you don't know what the process is, essentially once your song is uploaded, you'll be able to go to your Spotify for Artists app or website. There's a tab that'll say upcoming releases, and there's a button you can say pitch to us. So basically you'll click that button, you'll fill out the form, you'll be able to write a little blurb about your song, and you'll pitch it in. The more lead time you have on this process, the better likely it is that it'll get reviewed, heard, and potentially placed. Of course, with anything, there's definitely no guarantee with that, but it's a service that they offer for free. So we definitely want to make sure we're utilizing everything we can to help get our songs heard. So that's the first thing, is upload your song 3 to 4 weeks early. Okay, so now that our song is uploaded and ready to go, we want to share the very first teaser clip. So the way that we do this is we share something called an audiogram. That's where it's basically a video with a little bit of a waveform at the bottom or top or wherever it is that kind of moves along with the music. We use a site called headliner.app, headliner.app. Really cool. There's a free tier of that where you can make up to 5 of these videos per month. So unless you're releasing 5 songs a month, this should be a great idea to go check out. I'll put a link to that below. Headliner.app has been a great service for us. So basically what that is you take an image and you take your song, and then you can customize how it looks. Typically what we do is we will take our album artwork and put that as the backdrop, and then we will put the waveform in front of it. And then we will select a part of the song that we feel is exciting or will engage the audience, usually a chorus for the first post, just to kind of bring people in. So then that's the first post. So what do we include in the post itself? Well, of course, we want to talk about how excited we are about the song coming out on the release date. And then the big thing is, as soon as your song is uploaded, you should be able to get a pre-save link. Depending on which service you're on, I use DistroKid, so they have something called Hyperfollow, which will instantly generate a pre-save link, which is really helpful. And I include that link with every single post leading up to the release, because pre-saves are a great way to get initial engagement on your song, because every person who pre-save your song, as soon as the song comes out, it will show up in the release radar. That's another side note too, is Spotify recommends that you upload your song at least 2 weeks in advance, because that's how it shows up on your followers' release radar. Meaning anyone who follows you already, as soon as they check their Spotify Friday morning, it'll show their new release radar playlist, and your song will show up there as long as you have uploaded it at least 2 weeks in advance. So beyond that, as you are sharing your pre-save link with that first audiogram clip, that way people will join your following, then they will receive your song on their release radar as well. So you definitely want to make sure to do that. And it doesn't have to be an audiogram. You can make a video in Canva, you can make a video in iMovie, whatever video editing software you use. But we found that it's really helpful to get the image out there, to get the song clip out there, and it's a really great way to start engagement and excitement around your upcoming release. Okay, so you have your audiogram out there. Next post we like to do is tell some story behind the song. Now, this may be a photo of you in the studio recording. This might be a photo of you in the writing room. This may be a graphic design around a lyric that's special to you about the song. Give some backstory about the song in this post. Talk about where the song came from, how you were inspired to write it, and even some of the process behind it if you're sharing a clip maybe from the studio. This could be, again, it could be a still image, this could be video from the studio, this could be any part of the process, but basically you want to give people a sneak peek into the origin of the song. Because again, one of the greatest ways to bring people into the excitement and to be bought into your song is letting them into the story, the process behind it. Because if you just hear a song on the radio, unless it really grabs you, because it can, and we all have songs that do that. But in most cases, it's just a song. Maybe it becomes background music. It's like, oh, I like that, but now on to the next. But if you are inviting people into the narrative behind the song, then they feel bought in, because for one, they're connected to it if they resonate with whatever the song's about. And two, they've kind of seen the process and know that, hey, this isn't just some random song that just is out. I know a bit about the story about this song, and I feel connected to this song. So by sharing the story for your second post, and this could be 1 to 2 weeks out, kind of depending on your rhythm and depending on when you put your audiogram out. But essentially, we want to do a post a week until release week, and then we want to kind of start pushing it harder. So post number 2 is tell some story behind the song. Okay, post number 3, this is one of my favorites that I've always done ever since I started doing social media, and that's sharing a live acoustic clip of your song. Whether this is live or pre-recorded, do a performance of your song and share a clip. Now, you can do the entire song, and if you're on Instagram or Facebook, obviously there's no limit on the length of that. But if you do an Instagram thing, put in your IGTV, it'll be in your feed as well. And this way, people can kind of see you performing this song, that if they're following your posts, they kind of know a little bit about the story. They've already heard a clip of the studio version in our initial post. So now this is you actually presenting the song in a live way. They can see how much you love the song and how you love singing the song or sharing the song. So another thing too is when we're thinking about posting, all the different platforms have different requirements for sizes and things. So you might want to consider either having, if you're recording with your phone, that's fine. It doesn't have to be a high production value. If you want to make it high production, use a microphone and lighting, of course, that can be a great thing. But we're trying to just get content out there. The most important thing is the quality content. We can worry about the quality of the content later, but for now, we just want to get the quality content out. So if you record a live performance with your phone, do one in vertical and then do one in horizontal. That way you can have the horizontal for Facebook and for YouTube, and you have the vertical for Instagram and TikTok. So just think about those things. You might have to play through the song twice, or maybe you have two phones. Just buy a simple tripod or two from Amazon, or a ring light or whatever it is. You can set up both cameras at once and do that. You can also do this live. You can do Facebook Live, and obviously those videos can be saved and shared. If you do a live performance, if you're comfortable with that, that's a great way to get the algorithm to push you forward, because these platforms love live video. So same thing with Instagram Live. If you want to do IGTV, you can do it there and drop it into your feed. We've done it before where we've honestly set up two phones, and we will do an Instagram Live and a Facebook Live at the same time. And we will just kind of think about which camera needs to be in which iteration to make sure that it's in the right ratio for the platform. But you can totally do that. And it's a great way to bring people into your story, especially if you're live too. You can casually talk to your audience, say, hey, the pre-save link is going to be down below. And you can comment the link. So as they're watching and they're engaged in your song and your performance, they can click the link to check out and jump in and be ready for a release day. So that's number 3. Whether going live or pre-recording your video of a live performance of your song, share that with your audience. Make sure to include the pre-save link and invite people onto the journey. So post number 4. Now we're on release week. We want to release maybe another part of the audiogram video from the first release because it's been a few weeks now to show the album artwork again, maybe give a different portion of the song. Maybe the first post you shared chorus 1, and maybe on this post you can share chorus 3 or the bridge or another part that's powerful in the song that kind of lets people in. You're not giving away the entire song here, but give people a different part of the recorded, because at this point they've heard a clip, they've seen the artwork, they've heard about the song, they've heard the story behind the song, they've seen you perform the song, and now they're getting another chance to check out the studio recording that's going to come out this week. Now, I've even done this where I've posted the audiogram the day before, because it's one more chance you can say, hey, so excited for the song to come out tomorrow or tonight at midnight. It's a great way to build that up. And also in the thing like Instagram stories, this is where you can start adding a countdown to your story so they can hear the song and also see, hey, this song is going to be coming out in 8 hours and 15 minutes and counting. So in this way, they can follow along with the actual countdown. And I mean, what's more exciting than a countdown? We all love that. So I would encourage you to do that too. When it comes time for your song to come out, I mean, what better way to get people excited than to literally tell them in your own words? So post number 4, week of, that could be the day before, that could be several days before, or whatever it looks like for you. Post another clip about the song or sharing the song itself, another audiogram, and don't forget to include the pre-save link. Okay, post number 5 is release day, the exciting day. I like to think back which piece of content had the best engagement. Was it the first post, the audiogram? Was it the clip about the song? Was it the performance? And then kind of redo that. Maybe you do another performance. It's okay if you do a second performance. Maybe try a different angle, different location. Maybe try a different instrument if you can play multi-instruments, or some kind of way to share that song again. Another thing you could do is perhaps you created a lyric video. Well, share the lyric video or share a snippet of a music video if you have a music video. There's a lot of ways to share, but on release day, you definitely want to post once or twice about the song. In the past, when I've made it onto a Spotify editorial playlist, I've shared that as my post. I've shared additional audiograms where maybe I share the entire audiogram now, because when you create these audiograms, you can create the full song version in Headliner. So I would just maybe just share the whole thing if they've seen it before. I might go into Canva and kind of add to the photo and kind of put like release day, some extra graphic. That way it's not the same picture we've already posted before. Just some way to kind of spice it up. But that's a great way to let people know that the song is finally out, because now they don't need to pre-save it. Now they can go stream it on their favorite platform. So let them know where they can stream it, that it's available, that you're so excited and thankful for them checking it out. Also, always encourage your audience to like the song, heart the song on Spotify, encourage them to share it, and encourage them to put it on a playlist. Because when the Spotify algorithm sees these things happening, it's like the most powerful weapon for the algorithm. If you can get someone to like, share, and follow your profile right after starting to listen to your song, that's like the trifecta that the algorithm is going to say, hey, this is some great content. We're going to push it out to more users on the platform. So always encourage people to share, like, and save your song. And if they don't already, to follow you. And that's the best way to ensure your song will make maximum impact on release day. Now, I kind of mentioned this already, but this is a side tip. When I'm saying to post to your social platforms, I mean post to all of the social platforms for all of these posts. So, like we mentioned before, each platform and each section of the platform may have their different aspect ratios and different angles and different iterations of your camera. So, make sure that you're doing that. So, when you're recording your acoustic performance, like I said, do a vertical version for Instagram stories, IGTV, Instagram Reels, for TikTok, and also for Facebook stories, but then also do the horizontal view for Facebook profile, for Facebook pages, for YouTube, and for Instagram feeds. And I know this might seem like a lot, but as you do it, you'll kind of get it. I'm always trying to figure out how to do one move to cover the most ground. So like I said, it could be something as simple as buying a second tripod and grabbing you and your spouse's phone, recording the same video at the same time with two different cameras at different angles. That way you don't have to do any extra work, but it's already there. Same thing with stories. Those are easy. You can share your Instagram feed right to your story. You can share your Instagram Reels to your feed, then also to your stories. So you don't necessarily have to share every single post, every single section of your platform, but I'm thinking of Instagram in particular. You know, when you do your acoustic performance, it'll go from your IGTV to your feed, then back to your story, and then you can take a snippet of that and put it in Reels. So don't think about it's all this extra work to do that. Just think about how you can make one or two moves kind of go to all your platforms. But you definitely want to make sure that you're getting it spread out because, as we all know, the algorithm is working and we don't know which part of our audience is going to see it, because at the end of the day, only a small portion of our audience actually is going to see your content, because the way it works is its engagement rings. So initially it pushes your content out to your audience that's most likely to interact, and it sort of auditions that content. So if your audience within that first hour or so jumps on it, likes it, and comments, then it's going to push it out to the next ring, so on and so forth. And the bigger it gets, the more engagement it gets, the further the algorithm will push it out. So we want to make sure to be creating engaging content and putting it everywhere where our audience may find it, because that's the way to ensure that it will get the greatest impact. And two, there's another thing to think about. You may post something on Facebook and it may not do as well as you'd hoped it did. But then maybe you post on Instagram the same thing and it did better than you thought it would. And then maybe YouTube, same deal. So think about it like this. You have to look at the overall reach of that post, not just per platform, because we can all get hung up. I know I do the same thing on, man, those views are kind of pitiful. I was expecting more. But then if you combine the views from all the places you posted it, they're like, well, this really actually reached a lot of people spread across all platforms. So that's the powerful thing. And that's why it's great to include the links in all those posts, because each person has the opportunity to pre-save and follow the song and ready for release day. And it's the grand sum of all of this engagement that equals the actual impact of your song. So I would say one big takeaway from all of this posting as you're developing and thinking through your strategy is be excited, and that will inspire excitement. Because if we're like, hey, my new song's coming out, you should check it out, pre-save below, that's not going to inspire me to really do much. I mean, maybe that's my vibe, who knows? But in most cases, excitement inspires excitement. So as you're posting, as you're talking, as you're thinking through your captions and hashtags and all these things, think about why you wrote the song, why you're releasing the song. You have to believe in your song. If you don't believe in the song, no one else can. So share that excitement, inspire that excitement in others in every post. Also remember this, with each release cycle, you will get better. You will fine tune it. You will understand your audience better. You might find that your audience doesn't care about you doing live performances. They might love it when you talk about the story of the song. That's how they react the most. So in the next release cycle, you kind of push into that more, lean into that aspect of your promotion more, because that's how your audience is responding. And the more you release music, the better you'll get at this, because you'll understand your audience better. So the only way to figure that out is by doing it. And so that's why I wanted to put this together, to kind of give you a simple framework that you can use as is, modify as needed. But it's, like I said, it's something that I've personally used for close to 60 releases now, and countless others that I've been able to help along their journey. So to recap, first thing, upload. Second thing, create the audiogram. Third thing, give some sort of image with the story about the song. Maybe this is a photo from recording day. Maybe this is a video from the studio. Maybe this is a lyric card expressing how much you love the song and what the song's about. Number three, post some sort of live performance, whether it's acoustic, whether it's piano. This is not high production unless you want it to be, but this is something simple, organic, and raw, just to give people a view of how much you love performing the song and believe in the lyrics of the song. Post number four, you can share another part of the audiogram, or you could share more of the story, whatever you feel has kind of resonated with your audience. But this is going to happen the week of, if not the day before release day. Then post number five is release day. Kind of look at which piece of content worked the best for you along this whole month-long journey strategy, and kind of dig into that again. Whatever was most engagement, post something similar to that type. And if you do all of these things, you'll have a great framework to set yourself up for success and ultimately get the maximum impact on your upcoming release. So I hope this is helpful. Before we go, two things as always. Don't forget to click the link below if you're here on YouTube, or check the description if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform. Get our 27 guides. We've created these guides to help you in your journey. So many different things included, because it lines with this perfectly. Because once your song is out, then there's a guide on how I've pitched my song to hundreds and hundreds of playlist curators on Spotify, and getting close to 2 million total streams. And I walk you through the exact process I've done for that. Also, how to hack the Spotify algorithm, and all kinds of other guides. So click the link below, absolutely free. You will get it sent to your email as soon as you click the submit button with your name and email. So I hope you get that. Also, if you're here on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when the next video releases. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, Don't forget to leave us a review on iTunes. That helps us out so much. It gets this content out to new people. So I hope you're having a great day. Go make some music, and we will see you next Friday at 5 a.m. Eastern.